I think yesterday it was UPDF celebration for its making. Normally every year there are such celebration of the UPDF, and the CDF came out to say that he has never seen a peaceful election like what happened in 2026.
The entire country is peaceful from north to south, east to west. Contrary to the threats that were peddled by some hostile actors in the lead up to the elections, the country has had the most peaceful and decisive elections since 1996.
This prompted Sheikh KITI to come out and speak out. In fact, Sheikh KITI said this statement.
Now the speech is bidding. Kumajaganyaga UPDF okweze myaka 45 ngine nya ya UPDF. Bika bya president byade birungi nnyo ate ne bya Ssabaduumizi nze byendawulidde bali mu nsi ndala naffe tuli mu ndala. Ssabaduumizi aga talabanga okulonda kwali kutambudde bulungi nga kuno. Takulabanga kwa Uganda tekubangawo ngamo wangi. Ngate kuba tetubanga kwa badde n'emirembe misufu era tubaza banna Uganda.
That is Sheikh KITI. One of the people who have spoken out on injustices and human rights abuses is the Catholic Church and the Muslim fraternity. In fact, those are the remaining institutions that can speak up, and these people here, as very many institutions are being subjugated, there are a few institutions that have stood tall to speak up. So the purpose of this video, I've come to talk about the statements which were made by Sheikh KITI after Genome 7 and Genome was speaking out, what it means for our politics, and most importantly, the study materials you can learn from the politics of our nation. But before I do this, I want to let you know that if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. If you're watching this video from a different platform, please head on to YouTube, type in Sula Mawagali. There's a lot of content of this nature. If geopolitics and economics is what you want, this will be definitely the right channel for you to subscribe to. First of all, one, Sheikh KITI has always been a vocal titular leader who's come out to fight for equality, constitutionalism, and human rights, which has always been a norm for the UPDF to abuse. During this celebration, the CDF Museveni came out to say that this is peace and he has never seen a peaceful election like what happened. Of course, he was mocking Ugandans. Everyone who saw what happened during elections, where very many people were abducted, where very many people were killed, no one can stand up and say that that election had a yardstick of being free and fair. In fact, he was mocking Ugandans. For me, every time I hear religious leaders speak up, I feel happy because religious leaders can control masses. Okay? And I truly thank the Catholic Church and the Muslim fraternity, most especially the side of Chibuli. I'm not a Catholic, but I know the Catholic Church has stood for human rights since time immemorial. Even the Anglican under Idi Amin, they used to do a lot of work. So when he comes out to speak, it is a message that can be sent home. In fact, what prompted the titular leader to speak up was the statement which was made by CDF Museveni. Museveni said this statement.
The electorate largely heeded our advice to vote and then go home without causing any trouble. Due to incitement to violence by some opposition actors, there were criminal gangs who tried to stir up trouble in some parts of Kampala, in Butambala, Mukono, Sembabure, Jinja, and Luero after the elections on the 15th of January. The security forces dealt with the troublemakers promptly, arresting and charging scores of suspects in the courts of law. Many were remanded and are awaiting trial by the courts. Your Excellency and distinguished guests, I therefore pay tribute and thank all the members of the security forces for the job well done. They were able to maintain peace and security throughout the country during this election period and prior to that during the festive season. The UPDF, the Uganda Police Force, the Uganda Prison Services, the intelligence services all deserve our appreciation and applause. There were credible threats of misguided political actors who wanted to instigate violence in the elections, but the threats have all been contained and overcome. We thank the people of Uganda for working closely with the security forces to keep the country peaceful and secure throughout this period. The country is peaceful and will continue working to keep it that way now and in the future.
That is Moses Karuga. You clearly see that he doesn't know what is happening in the country. He's just doing PR. It is the truth. Our elections was marred by violence, was marred by the UPDF being on the streets, was marred by a polling station attacked by armed civilians, which is unfortunate. So when I hear titular leaders coming out to speak, because Uganda is what we have, it's the only country we have. We shall not run away from this beautiful country. They will bury us here. Our forefathers are here. If we don't handle it very well, it is something bad. And as it looks right now, the regime is hell-bent in staying in power rather than solving problems. So let me first give you a tape as KITI was speaking. Here's a tape.
I tell you, President of Uganda, emisinde kulanira. Nuka bagwira ku Uganda choba. Jemani. Kati tolabanga bali munsi yabwe naffe tulabika tuli mundala. Yebaza n'abalonzi okumuwa obululu obwo bwonna. Oba ani yabumuwadde. Oba yalabidde kwebaza mwami byabakama. Oba ndoza yalabidde mu kifo kya mwami byabakama. N'ateeka oba na Uganda. Naye nga ndoza yadde ategeeza mwami byabakama siffe. Muyadde agamba munna Uganda. Kale waagadde agamba munna Uganda ku lwa banna Uganda tewali buzibu. Allahu Akbar. Abantu bali mu nsi yaabwe seka naffe tuli mu yaffe. Auditor General yakafulumya report. Saababalirizi. Report ku government na buli kitongole kyayo n'entambuza y'emirimu. Yawadde report. Nga Uganda we twetaaga abasawo 10 tetulina busobozi, tulinawo 3. Nebiri mu line. BMPs bali 5 something. 3. Badde bafuna milioni 2 nga wakalayira oba obaddeko oba oli mupya. Ebi nga za motoka n'engoye. Kati baba wadde 315. Buli MP. Izo za motoka na ngoye. Nga ziri mu biga something. Kunyo bankaga mu mukaaga. Kyokate nga buli mwezi. Buli MP afuna sere zitakawansi wa milioni 3. Nga bempiza batula ku bukiiko bw'enjawulo. Akakiiko bwe katuula wabaawo amazzi agayitaayita bempi banyweko nga bateesa mu kakiiko kaabwe. Flasika bwa chai n'amandaazi. Buli mwaka obuzzi obwo ne chai bugendako buwumbi bilioni 3. Tolabanga atamanya ababulungi. Ngezo zivaawa buli lwokyama ku mafuta balinako 1,500 ku buli liita ekitono. Kati zino musaabaze oba nnyini piki wangi. Kati buli lwa ku mafuta MP mwezi ze milioni zisuka mu 3. Then eza kizamoto za musala. Obuuza mu mbeera y'abaluzungu bano, where is value for money? Emilioni zina 3 akoze mulimu kyazigwanire.
That is Sheikh KITI. I continue thanking everyone who comes out to speak about the injustice. because injustice somewhere is injustice everywhere. Today is going to be someone, tomorrow is going to be you. No one would have thought that Dr. Kizaisi was going to be in jail for this long. Yet he's the most jailed person, and the courts have never by there come out to convict him of any offense. But he remains as someone who has ever been imprisoned for the longest. It is the truth. It's the reason why every time they make political arrests, I fear. Because all political arrests, it ends up the court acquitting them, yet they normally spend years in jail. The people who were arrested 5 years ago in 2021 are still in jail. They have never been tried. The machetes, etc. They have spent 5 years, 1, 2, 3, 5. The criminal justice system is doing everything outside the constitution, which is unfortunate. It's so bad, and I feel bad for my beloved country. Of course, as my opinion is truly Mr. Makindi, Kavi Sulaiman Magal. If you're into this channel, please subscribe, like, and comment so that I can be motivated to do more of such videos. I'll see you on another one. Peace.